Hello there, my music lovers. I'm Josh from Audiophile Headphone, and today we are doing a second review on the Keces E3. I believe it is high time I really did my review the proper way. So this is a DAC, headphone amplifier, good for stereo systems, good as an all-in-one solution, priced at $1,300 at the moment of making this video review, and it is one of my favorite units that really lasted a ton of time, even with my abusive usage. The unboxing of the Keces E3 is actually not going to happen on camera. I will try to show you what it comes with. So here is a little plate with paperwork, and those accessories include a remote, metallic actually, very beautiful remote, practical actually, more practical than my Samsung remote. The remote to Samsung TVs is actually not great. And then there is a power cord that the Keces E3 comes with. It needs a power cord because it has a high quality toroidal transformer inside. How many DAC headphone amplifiers do that? This is outstanding, so this is exciting stuff. I should apologize to both you, my viewers, and the company for taking so long with doing this video review and the full written review too. It is because this is such a great unit that I needed the time to actually test it properly. I needed the time to actually experiment with it, and it is a bit taller than it would have to be to have enough space below my computer. So I had to keep using it and putting it back into the case. I actually changed location once or twice after receiving it, so it took me quite a while to get it done, but here we are. It is time to take a look at the Keces E3. This is an actually beautiful unit. It comes with a plethora of inputs and outputs, and at the front we have a balanced output in the XLR format, an unbalanced headphone or single-ended headphone output in the 6.3mm format. We have a pre-out/headphones, and that changes between the pre-output and the headphone output so that you can either listen to headphones or use it as a DAC for a stereo system. We have a high gain and low gain setting. We have a volume wheel that is also used for selection. We have a beautiful display and the ER receiver. On the bottom there is nothing, on the top there is nothing. You can actually feel the weight of the toroidal transformer. It is really heavy, and I'm happy to see such high quality components go inside such a nice product. It has a USB input, coaxial input, optical input. It has two outputs, one in RCA and one in XLR, and it has an analog input, one in XLR and one in RCA. There is a power input with a fuse and an on-off switch. I should mention this, but it is made in Taiwan. This is not a Chinese product, it is a Taiwanese one. And if Taiwan does not ring a bell, it is one of the places where most of the semiconductors in the world are made. So everything, including your Intel computer, AMD computer, display, a lot of stuff is made in Taiwan. So they're a country that actually makes all of that high-end stuff. A lot of guys have been coming to my channel and complaining about my old videos where I was holding stuff on my shoulders because I did not have the space or the experience to do better. So I thought to myself that I should do the entire video while holding the Keces E3 on my head. It almost stays. Yeah. Not very practical, so I'll just keep it in my hands. I have B-rolls for you guys right now, so you can actually see it in its full beauty. You don't have to look after it in my video. I'm talking here because, yeah, what kind of talk would it be if I didn't hold it in my hands? Like, what, am I supposed to just leave it there and talk to you? That's kind of awkward. It would feel left outside the conversation. At any rate, the Keces E3 is single-handedly one of the most powerful headphone amplifiers, but at the same time it has a very high-end DAC inside. The DAC chip is the ASS 9026 Pro. This is one of the best DAC chips that ASS has ever made, and if I'm not mistaken, I reviewed even more expensive stuff that is powered by the same chip. I have to make a double check on that, but anyways, the chip is potent. The chip has all the power that a full-size desktop unit would need, and the Keces E3 is right that. It is a full-size desktop unit. It has pretty much everything you can dream of. I would actually replace my tiny recording interface, the Evo 4 from Audient, with the Keces E3 if it was just a slightly bit shorter to have enough space below my TV, because otherwise the whole room is going to look a bit messy. It has those XLR outputs at the back, which I really love. I really love having XLR outputs. It has XLR and RCA inputs, so you can use it as a high-end headphone amplifier. In terms of overall quality, I would say that it is warmer as a headphone amplifier. The headphone sound is actually quite different from the DAC sound. It is a bit colored. It is warm. It is very natural and organic. It has a beautiful large bass and it has a smoother type of treble. So it is a bit warmer than the Audio GD Master 19. I have also reviewed the Audio GD Master 19 and I liked it quite a lot. But the Keces S3, this is the new stuff. This is how you want your headphones to sound if you like a slightly warmer, more natural sound. The Audio GD Master 19 was extremely neutral and it did not have a DAC. So that one was $880. This one is $1,300, but this one has a DAC inside and it has a high-end desktop DAC inside. Don't forget that. It is important to keep in mind that it is a very good piece of hardware. Now, I know that they are not the most popular of things, and that is because they are very poorly supported outside. So not a lot of local shops carry them, so you can't really test them in your own country usually. But they have a good return policy. They have excellent overall warranty and support, and the company is one of the most helpful, most talkative companies I know, so you can totally rely on Keces to be there for you when you purchase one of their products. They are also very well made, so I can almost guarantee you that you are not going to have it breaking on you. It is tested before it leaves the factory, so from what I understand, it is quite good. The serial number is actually quite high on my unit, which means that there have been a ton of them made and they are actually selling them. But in terms of popularity, stuff like shit audio is more popular because it is made in USA, and not everything made in USA is necessarily better. For example, I have had the experience of having some trouble with one of their products, and after having that trouble, I couldn't really receive an answer anymore from them. And on the other hand, Keces as a company is quite old, so they have experience. They are not newcomers, they are not a newly released company that is just trying to make something. They are a company that really knows how to make something, especially for stereo. That is important. Now, the experience with the headphone amplifier is quite warm, quite detailed, very good punch, a more mid-range forward sound. It has a very holographic type of presentation, but at the same time it is very forward with the mid, so voices are very close to you, very in-your-face type of presentation that really is good with attack, with metal, with rock, with pop. Female voices are beautifully rendered. It has a more organic type of mid-range and of treble. The treble is quite organic, quite well settled in. The bass is deep, it goes low, it has a tone of impact, it is impactful, it is beautiful. I really love the bass of the Keces S3. The DAC part actually sounds more neutral than the headphone amplifier, and this is something I've been critiqued for in my last video, because in my last video I was talking a lot about the headphone amplifier part. As a DAC, it is more settled in, it is more neutral, more reference type of sound, but it still has that organic touch. It is like listening to a proper tube type of DAC, but through a solid state unit. It reminds me a lot of the SW1X DAC1 Special from SW1X Audio, in the sense that it has an excellent dynamic. The sound is very dynamic, very engaging, very uplifting. It is not a smooth or a relaxed sounding DAC, that much is for sure. It is one of those that makes you wake up. And yeah, there was a song from System of a Down that I really enjoyed with Wake Up, and I hope you listen to System of a Down if you like it. If not, that's okay. Try to enjoy the music you enjoy, that is important in life. The Keces S3 is one of those units that I really enjoy personally. On a personal level, it is really enjoyable, but you also need to take into account what headphones you are connecting to it. For example, warmer headphones tend to not have such a great result, like Audeze LCD-MX4 does not sound the best with it, and neither does Roson RAD0, because both of them are slightly warmer and they already have a beautiful bass, a full bass, and they already are more relaxed in the treble, and that does not pair well with it because it is also like that. You need a brighter, colder, more analytical headphone to pair with it to get a more natural sound in the end. For example, HiFiMan HA6SA works beautifully, HiFiMan Aria works beautifully, Verum 1 works very well with it, Sennheiser HD800S works amazingly well with the Keces S3. It has both the control, the power delivery, and the bass control to drive them and to give them a more meaty low end, while easing up some of that treble sparkle that can be a bit irritating on the HD800S. It works beautifully with the HD600, and as a stereo DAC, I have used it with both my Adam audio speakers, which are actually powered. You can see them in the back. I'm sorry, I forgot it. You don't see that half, you only see that one. So my Adam audio speakers, the DALI Eco Mark II, the Bouchard speakers, And on all those speakers, I could say that this is one of the most clean and detailed DACs I have heard today. There are more dynamic DACs and there are DACs that are more expensive, but the Keces, it is in that perfect spot of having an excellent price, an excellent performance, and an excellent ratio between everything. It doesn't really need the power cleaner to work well because the high quality toroidal transformer is quite enough already. It does not need any type of tweaks. It doesn't really have internet input, but it can decode high resolution files. If you are into high resolution, it can decode both high resolution PCM and DSD files. It does not have MQA, at least as far as I know, but if you follow YouTube and if you follow a lot of audio reviewers and such, MQA is debatable, right? I personally just think you should listen to whatever you enjoy the most. I don't really think it really matters which is the most revealing, which is the perfect, which is technically the best. What matters is what you enjoy the most. That is the most important aspect of music. Now, I don't say that you should invest in very expensive cables, but if MQA makes you happy, go for it. Because, for example, I enjoy some stuff that is not the best recorded, technically the best. My music is a bit trashy at times. I listen to very foul music. I listen to a ton of rap. I listen to a ton of poorly recorded music, old music from the 90s, from the 20s. Music that is just generally not that great as a music. So trying to use MQA or trying to use whatever better version of it is not going to make that music better. That music is still terrible, but I love it. It is my music and it makes me happy and I'll still listen to it. You can find some of my song recommendations in the playlist I have on the channel. I hope you won't unsubscribe because of those. My music can be a bit disparaging at times. It's very unique, very flavored music. I tend to live a life full of flavor. I like that. The same goes for my being very late with things. I'm generally late for meetings in general, not just reviews. Generally, I'm a pretty late running person. I have a ton of stuff that I'm trying to do at all times. I'm trying to go for many things, but yeah, try to enjoy your music your own way. I'm not going to tell you that MQA is better or that PCM is better or that CD is better or that DSD is better. I'm just going to say this. CD is the easiest to find and the easiest way to support your favorite art. If you can't do that, support them by streaming their music. If you can't do that, support them by listening to their music on their official YouTube, and you could let those ads play so that that artist can get a few cents. And if you are curious, at about I hope I will have 5K subscribers by the moment I'm posting this, you make about $1 to $2 a day. If you could spare a dime, that would be very helpful. It would help me a lot with Audiophile Heaven and with providing better content. As you may have noticed, I have been improving my content as much as I could lately. I will keep doing that. I will keep providing the best I can to you, my friends. Just wanted to let you know how to best help your artist friends. The Keces S3, as it is right now, is an excellent deal actually. It is more expensive than your average FIO K5 Pro, but it provides a better overall control, more detailed sound, cleaner sound, way less distortion than the FIO K5 Pro. I do recommend the FIO K5 Pro a lot. It is a very well recommended DAC headphone amplifier. The Keces S3 is also something I would recommend a lot. It is excellent in its own right. It is no slouch by any means. It is though a bit warm sounding on the headphone output, so if you don't really have something that was already bright or too much or fatiguing, then it may turn to a too thick, too in-your-face type of sound that may be a bit too much. So try to pair it with something that it pairs well with. As a DAC for stereo speakers and for stereo systems, it is excellent. It is neutral from end to end. It has excellent presentation of sub-lows, lows, mid-range, everything is where it should be. It is very holographic as a DAC, so it is just the headphone amplifier part that is a bit colorful. The DAC is extremely wide in sound, not so much in your face. It is quite good with detail too. So yeah, as a desktop DAC, I totally recommend it, even to the most picky of listeners. Don't forget the DAC chip. It is actually the same as you can find inside some of the most expensive DACs out there. And I'm talking about thousands of euros monsters and tens of thousands of euros worth of DACs out there. And they still use the same ASS chip. The heart of that DAC is still the same. And that chip does all the decoding. Anything you put inside the system is built around that. So yeah, keep that in mind. Keces S3 already has that and it is just $1,300 US. The just part is comparing it to very expensive stuff, not comparing it to very affordable stuff. I could recommend you something more affordable, but that is not the point. The Keces 3 is not for you if you need something more affordable. If you need something more affordable, please let me know and I'll be able to help you out. I hope I have helped you out during this video. I hope your stay at Audiophile Heaven has been enjoyable. I hope you had the best time of your life. I hope you'll consider leaving a like on this video. Also press subscribe if you would like to see more content from me, from Audiophile Heaven, from George. I hope you have the loveliest weeks in there. And if you could donate a dime to me, I have links in the video description. Also, if you could use the purchase links I leave there, it helps a lot. Hope you have the loveliest things in there and see each other soon. Bye bye.